March 2002. A cold, gray morning in the north of England. A man carries a small red canoe to the sea. His name is John Darwin. He paddles into the water, and he never comes back. That night, rescue boats search the dark sea. Planes fly over the water. They find his paddle. They find his broken canoe, but they never find John. His wife cries. His 2 sons cry. Everyone believes John Darwin is dead. There's only one problem. John Darwin is alive. John Darwin is alive. Alive means living, not dead, and he's hiding in the last place anyone will look, next to his own house. This is the story of the man who faked his own death. Welcome to True Crime English. Listen slowly. Read the words on the screen. Today's story has 10 special words. Can you find them all? Let's begin. John Darwin was a quiet man from the north of England. In 2002, he was 51 years old. First, John worked as a teacher. Later, he became a prison officer, a guard in a prison. Every day, he watched criminals behind bars. He never planned to become one. His wife was called Anne. Anne worked at a doctor's office. They had 2 grown-up sons, Mark and Anthony. The family lived in Seaton, Carew, a small, quiet town by the cold North Sea. A normal family, a normal town, a quiet life. But John didn't want a quiet life. John wanted to be rich. He read books about money. He told everyone he was clever with money. So John and Anne started buying houses, small, cheap houses. They rented the rooms to other people. Soon they owned 12 houses. On paper, John looked like a rich man, but it was a lie. A lie is words that are not true. The truth? Almost every house was bought with borrowed money. Then, in December 2000, John made his biggest move. He bought 2 large houses right next to the sea, number 3 and number 4. Beautiful houses, expensive houses. And that was the mistake. The banks wanted their money back. Every month more letters came, red letters, angry letters. Soon John owed more than £60,000. For John, that was years of pay. He couldn't sleep. He was drowning, not in water, in debt. Then, one night in early 2002, John had an idea. A terrible, brilliant idea. Life insurance. Insurance. Insurance is a promise. You pay a company a little money every month. Then, if something bad happens to you, the company pays a lot of money. John had life insurance. If John died, the insurance would pay. And that was not all. His teacher's pension would pay. His prison officer's pension would pay too. John added the numbers. His death was worth about £250,000. But there was one small detail. To get the money, John had to die. So John decided to die. Well, not really. He decided to pretend. Pretend means to act like something is true when it is not true. Children pretend to be pilots. John Darwin pretended to be dead. His plan had 3 steps. Step 1. Paddle a canoe into the sea, then disappear. Let everyone believe the sea took him. Step 2. Anne waits. Then Anne makes the claim. A claim is when you ask the insurance company to pay the money. The company pays Anne, the debts disappear. Step 3. John hides. He waits for the world to forget. Then, one day, the family starts a new life far away. But the plan had one dangerous problem. The police would search for a body. A body is a dead person, the person the police look for. No body usually means no death certificate, and no death certificate means no insurance money. That's why John chose the sea. The sea is different. When the sea takes a person, sometimes there is no body, only questions, only a sad, empty beach. John told Anne the plan. Anne was afraid, but reports say John promised her something. He said he'd only need to disappear for a few weeks of pretending, then they'd be free. It took 5 years.
March the 21st, 2002. Early morning. John paddled his canoe into a calm, flat sea. Then he slipped quietly back to land and vanished. That night, John didn't arrive at work. The alarm went up, and the search began. 5 lifeboats, 2 rescue teams, a police plane with heat cameras. They searched a huge area of sea, thousands of football fields of cold, dark water. They found the paddle. They found the broken canoe. They never found a body. And without a body, there could be no funeral. A funeral is the ceremony where a family says goodbye to a dead person. No body, no goodbye. Mark and Anthony cried for a father they couldn't bury. Now, here's the hardest part of this story. Their mother watched them cry, and she lied. She lied to her own sons again and again for 5 years, because John was alive. Where was he? At first, far away, but soon John came back to Seton Carew, back to the house next door, because the Darwins owned that house too. A secret passage connected the 2 houses, a hidden door. When visitors came to comfort Anne, John slipped through the wall, silent, like a ghost in his own home. In 2003, a court declared John dead. A death certificate was printed. Anne made the claim. The insurance company paid. The pensions paid. In total, £250,000. The insurance money even paid off their house. A policy is the insurance agreement, the paper with the promise. That paper made a dead man rich. The plan had worked. But far away, a camera was waiting for them. One small click, one photograph. A photograph is a picture taken with a camera. And one photograph was going to destroy everything. Keep listening.
Living as a ghost is hard. John was alive, but he had no name. So in 2004, he got a fake passport. The name inside, John Jones. It was a real name, taken from a person who died long ago. With this passport, John Jones could travel. And travel he did. In July 2006, Anne and John flew to Panama in Central America. Their dream: buy land, build a new life, maybe a small hotel. In a property office in Panama City, the agent was happy. New customers. He lifted his camera. Smile. Click. The photograph the agent put on his website, a normal business photo. Nobody noticed it. Nobody remembered it. Back in England, the money kept moving. In 2007, the couple made their big move. They bought land in Panama for £200,000. Back in England, the money kept moving. In 2007, the couple made their big move. They bought land in Panama for £200,000. Anne sold the family home. Then Anne left England forever, she thought. But a dead man's wife must be careful, and Anne wasn't careful enough. One day, a work colleague overheard a phone call. Anne's voice sounded wrong, too warm, too familiar. Who was she talking to? The colleague became suspicious. She felt something was not right. She told the police. Quietly, the police started to investigate, and the picture looked strange. A sad widow who takes foreign holidays, who sells her house, who moves large amounts of money to Panama. Then John made his own problem. In Panama, new rules meant his fake passport would be checked deeply. John Jones would not survive that check. John saw only one way out, a crazy way. Go home, walk into a police station, and pretend to remember nothing. December the 1st, 2007, a man walked into a London police station. December 1st, 2007, London. He gave his real name, John Darwin, the dead Canoe Man. What do you think he told the police? Think for 3 seconds.
He said he remembered nothing. 5 missing years, all a blank.
The news exploded. Dead man returns. His sons cried with joy. Their father was alive. The police smiled less. They asked questions. John just repeated it. I don't remember. I don't remember. Then it happened. Someone typed a few simple words into an internet search. John, Anne, Panama. Click. There it was. The photograph, still online, still on that small property website. John Darwin, smiling. Anne beside him, smiling. The date? July 2006, 4 years after his death. Dead men don't smile for cameras. Dead men don't smile. A newspaper published the photograph. Millions of people saw it. The police saw it. In 1 second, the internet discovered what 5 lifeboats never could. Discover means to find something that was hidden. The truth was hidden for 5 years. One photograph discovered it. Now remember, Anne was still in Panama. A journalist flew there and found her. He showed her the photograph. Anne looked at it for a long moment. 5 years of pretending and nowhere left to hide. Yes, she said, that's him. And then she said something painful. She said her sons would never forgive her. She was right. The police arrested John at his son's house. They arrested Anne at the airport the moment she landed back in England. The lie was finished, but the damage was only beginning.
Think about Mark and Anthony in that week. On Monday, a miracle. Our father is alive. Days later, the truth. Our father is a criminal. And worse, our mother knew it. Every tear, every sad birthday, every visit to that empty beach, their own parents watched it all and said nothing. In July 2008, a court decided the punishment. John Darwin, 6 years and 3 months in prison. Anne Darwin, 6 years and 6 months. Her time was longer. Why?
In court, she said John forced her to do it. The jury didn't believe her. She lied to the end. And the sons, Mark and Anthony, spoke with one voice. We were victims, they said, victims of our own mother and father. No more contact. John Darwin faked his death to escape his debts. He escaped nothing.
The money? The courts took it all back. More than £500,000 returned. The land in Panama, sold. The houses in England, sold. The dream, gone. John and Anne both served their prison time. After prison, Anne divorced John. She wrote a book about the lies she had lived. John gave interviews. He is still remembered across Britain by one strange name, the Canoe Man. But forget the money for a moment. Think about the sons. For 5 years, Mark and Anthony believed their father was dead. Their tears were real. Their pain was real. There was never even a funeral, never a goodbye. And all that time, their father was alive, hiding behind a wall, just meters away. So let's count the price. John got the money for about 4 years. He lost his sons forever. He lost his wife. He lost his name and became a joke. Was any insurance policy worth that price? So, here's today's mission. John pretended for 5 years, 5 years of hiding, 5 years of silence, 5 years of watching his family cry. Could you pretend for 5 years? Honest answer. Write it in the comments, in English. I read every comment.
Before you go, the 10 special words. Did you find them all? Let's check fast. Alive, living, not dead. The dead man was alive. Lie, words that are not true. Anne's whole life became a lie. Insurance, you pay a little every month. If something bad happens, the company pays a lot. Policy, the insurance agreement, the paper with the promise. Pretend, to act like something is true when it isn't. John pretended to be dead. Claim, asking the insurance company for the money. Anne made the claim. Body, a dead person. The sea gave back no body. Funeral, the goodbye ceremony. No body, no funeral. Photograph, a picture from a camera. One photograph ended everything. Discover, to find something hidden. The internet discovered the truth in 1 second. 10 words, one true story. You listened to a true story, and you practiced real English. Subscribe for 2 new stories every week. See you in the next case.